How'd you get so lucky? You didn't even know about the car.
I didn't know about it it was Saturday night, and
People attended for weeks the estate sale and slept on the gold mine visible inside this single-car garage right here since 1957.
I picked up the phone and I called Mr. Sewell and I said, hey, look at what's available.
Mike Merrill is the general manager of Sewell Ford Lincoln, Odessa, Texas.
And he said, well, go see what you can do to buy the car. I'd love to have that car and bring it home. You know, especially when we found out it was a one-owner car from Sewell Ford, and so...
Sewell Ford. They're in a beautiful new building today, but this is the same dealership owned by the same family that sold this car new. Meanwhile, the house where the car went to in 1957 still looks like 1957. You might say a time capsule. Inside, we're going back to happy days in the 1950s. And I'm not kidding. This sofa right down here was in use in 1957 in this room. So was this chair. Don't you wonder how much they cost new?
My name is Dina Rosenberry, and this is my grandparents' house, Lena and Carl Parks.
Looked out this picture window, tuned in Elvis on this transistor radio. Gunsmoke, White Earp, Leave It to Beaver, Mom's Purse. Don't you love that sound?
Is this range from the 50s?
It is, and it still operates.
And there's the odds and ends of life in this house. And in the garage is my grandmother's car from 1957. It's been basically in this garage and in this town of Odessa, Texas, from the time she bought it till the time she passed.
1993, but neither house or car sold. Her son, Ronald, retired in 96, came back here to live. House and contents remained until 2021, 2 years after Ronald passed. That light just went out on its own. Kinda strange.
There she is.
We're gonna open the garage door, let in more light.
I'm Jean Emmons,
Dina's mom.
originally Jean Parks, and I'm the sister to Ronald Parks.
Jean was class of 57.
I was a senior in high school, so 17.
But she didn't get the car. Ronald was class of 56.
As soon as I graduated, I got on the Greyhound bus and went to San Diego.
My grandmother bought the car for her son, my uncle. He drove it to college at Texas Tech.
This car was revolutionary in 1957.
And after he graduated, he joined Texaco, and then shortly thereafter was drafted into the Army. And he signed the car back over to her when he went off to serve.
All right, here we go.
So she used the car as her daily driver around Odessa from probably 61 to 93. Beautiful little car that everyone in town knew.
I guess we found the West Texas version of the little old lady from Pasadena. Something like that.
So did your grandma take you riding in this?
She did take us riding in this. We would ride around town, not for like joyride because it was her daily driver. The last time that I came to visit her, it was 1990. I flew into the airport and she came and picked me up in Midland.
Instead of a super stock Dodge, Mary Lena Parks drove a 57 Ford Skyliner.
When I was driving out with her, we would come outside the store after a day of shopping and there would be 2 or 3 notes under the windshield. If you want to sell this car, here's my name, here's my number. If you want to sell this car, call me.
That Skyliner roof lifts high into the sky and folds right into the trunk.
And we walked out to the car and there was a crowd around the car.
Where is the hood release?
It's in here.
Everybody looking at it. They couldn't believe this nice little old lady had the keys to this car. We went for probably an hour and a half drive around West Texas.
This one's actually a 312. You know, Thunderbird special motor.
I I loved it. I mean, I thought it was perfect that she had it because it was so unexpected.
Dina and Sean live in Colorado, Jean in California. Ronald had no children, so this is what happens.
Okay, so what do you need for us to do, Bob?
Right now, nothing. I'm just going to try to back it right in and get as close to that door as I can, and we'll figure out the distance.
Go ahead and open it and he'll back in. Sean, Dina's friend, was supervising the sale.
But if you got a minute to open it.
They had turned down $18,000. Then the local Ford dealer offered more than the asking price. How much more? I'm just going to ask the general manager, Mike Merrill, the price. The Sewell people would be here any minute.
So the car's been in here since 57.
Since 1957.
And how do you feel that thing leaving the garage?
Well, I would like for it to wind up in the hands of somebody that really appreciates it.
Well, we've heard that one of the townspeople that left the note was part of the Sewell family from Sewell Ford.
Real quick while he's...
And when Dina called me and told me the Ford dealer was interested,
Kind of sad, huh? Go on.
yeah, and I thought, how ironic that someone could find the car this much later that they sold in 57.
Like Dina said, if I could, you know, if we could keep it, we would. If we had a place to put it.
Pretty sure that beep came from inside the garage, but nobody in the car, so let me play that again without the pause.
If we had a place to put it.
I don't know. So, you're Mike.
I am. It's a
I'm
pleasure
Jerry.
to meet you.
The suits have arrived.
Yes, I guess they have.
Mike Merrill got the ball rolling on this deal. He's the GM at Sewell Ford in Odessa. You know, Mike, pretty interesting. The lady got this car from Sewell in 57, and now you guys get it back. And it's been in this garage since 57.
Yes, it has. Will you get the tires aired up?
What's that?
As the tires aired up, I didn't even look.
I haven't even aired up the tires or anything.
I wanted to read the odometer. 89,552.4. If it were me, I would clean up and drive this car, not worry about a restoration. That paint's original, just buff it out. The patina would back up the history, tell everybody, yeah, the guy's mom bought it for him to drive to college. Don't be scraping off the Texas Tech parking permit. Look, 1960.
One thing I promise you, we will take great care of this car.
Oh, thank you.
We will
Thank
really
you.
take good care of it, and thank you guys for allowing us to take it. and
Oh,
buy
our
it.
pleasure. We're so happy.
Yeah, we're happy too. Very, very happy. Classic car people that I know, I called them, and they felt like the car was worth $20,000. And they said, but because there's a history between Sewell and the car, maybe you give $22,000 for it. So I called Colin Sewell and I said, Colin, this is what I'm being told. What do you want to do? And he said, I want you to give them $25,000 for the car. That's the offer that I gave Sean, was $25,000. And he said, it is sold to you. And so I was just literally had goosebumps, you know, thinking about that. And it was a cool deal.
You know, I've always wondered why new car dealerships, more of them don't celebrate their heritage with some of their old cars. And Sewell is one of the oldest Ford dealerships in the country.
Watch that corner over there. We're good over here.
In 1911, the Sewells started their first dealership in a hardware store in Arlington, Texas. The vehicle would come in, the Model T, and then we would put it together with the customer and show them how to drive it and give them driving lessons, you know, because back then the car was a brand new thing.
So what'd you hook that on?
There's a frame going across the back. We're going to try that and just see. We'll put a little tension on it and just kind of see how it works.
And then the family relocated to the West Texas area in 1935. They started Sewell Ford here, and just in the 50s they relocated half the family, went back to the Dallas area and opened up several dealerships there. And so there's a Sewell organization in the Dallas area, and then there's a Sewell organization in West Texas.
Now you might want to turn it a little bit.
Well, tell me what you think now.
It's on its way to a good home. out of the garage. Everybody that goes to Sewell Ford to buy a car is going to get to see this.
That's right. We're gonna get it all slicked up.
We did what we call a fluff up. Basically, that we buffed out the whole entire body. My name is Sean Kerr. I am the director of classic cars and logistics for Sewell Ford. I don't believe this is the original paint. It must have been painted probably 30 or 40 years ago, but the paint's been all buffed out and polished.
A big difference from the way it was found. This is a great 50-50 car, meaning from 50 feet at 50 miles an hour. This thing looks restored. Little old rust spot on the bottom of that fender adds character. That little dent up front, all that means is, yeah, this is a car to have fun with. A car to run with. This is not a restoration.
Just getting it all back up and running. We refreshed the motor, transmission.
When Sean says we, he means Wayne Davis did the work from South Lake, Texas, but born and raised in Odessa.
Can we open this door and look at this upholstery?
Yes,
New upholstery was required, front and rear. The old fabric had been patched up.
So that's the optional higher performance engine for this car. The 312 Thunderbird Special.
Some kind of big deal to take to college in 1957. And maybe even a bigger deal today, even to a member of the class of 2022.
My name is Mitchum Sewell.
And this is his father, Colin Sewell.
So did you start this, getting the dealership interested in old cars? Was that your deal?
I got my dad interested in old cars.
And your first old car was?
The old Charger back there.
What year is it?
71.
I laughed. The first car we bought was a Dodge Super Bee, and we didn't even own a Dodge dealership at the time. And I told him, I said, my grandfather's probably rolling over in his grave thinking that we bought a Dodge.
Okay.
But with a pistol grip.
But now we have a Dodge store, so I guess that makes it legit.
Yeah.
We have almost every type of car. We have BMW, Cadillac, all GM cars. And Dodge. We have a Dodge dealership now.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, my grandfather, started us in our business in 1935, and to be able to find a car that was originally part of his era in our family.
The dealership is not starting a collection.
No, sir. The dealership's not really starting a collection, but me and my dad, we really like old cars, and
this is just kind of where his passion is.
It's something we get to bond over and have fun with.
Would you have bought it if Sewell hadn't sold it?
No, probably not. I mean, the fact that, they had the original bill of sale from my grandfather that far back, that's probably what meant the most to us.
Well, the dealership really just bought this because it was something that they sold new. And it's a great part of our history.
Now my son is part of the business, and just to know that we've made that kind of mark on a community, that it would have that kind of history, is pretty awesome.
We kind of got the idea that Sewell was starting a collection, but you're not really starting a collection.
No, I mean, as things come up, it's something we might consider, but we have a 35 Ford truck.
We do a Christmas market where we sell Christmas trees and everything and donate the proceeds to the Permian High School Band.
And then we have this, and we have a Mustang that was produced with a serial number 1911, which symbolized the 100-year mark of our family being in the Ford business. So, just small things for us to be able to remember our family's history by.
Okay, so what'd you buy next?
That Mustang.
A 1971.
So this is the Boss?
Yes, sir. We did.
So you bought this restored?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Boss 351.
Now let's look at this M Series. What year is this?
88.
What's under the hood?
It's a straight 4. I like the way the hood lifts up.
BMW M-Power.
It's got a nice sound. That's originally my grandpa's. It's a Bronco, Ford Bronco.
It's a Bronco.
You remember what year, Sean? It's 91.
It's 91. And this Toyota, what's this?
It's a 4Runner. What is it, a 72? 74.
What's this?
This is my dad's Porsche.
Obviously, the collecting philosophy here is buy what you like. Old, new, and extremely rare, ultra high performance, different makes, restored, drive some, show some, have fun.